As I was going to do this, I was going to do like a visual plan while I was talking and stuff, but I completely have changed my mind. I understand some of you may want to know, well, how do I take a break from all of this? How do I uh, break from falling into being bored, depressed, and unfulfilled, right? The bored, depressed, and unfulfilled, right? Now, let me disclaimer here because I have to follow YouTube rules. I'm not a therapist, psychologist, or nothing. I am just a human vessel that is speaking from my own personal experience of what I have experienced and what I have learned. Okay, what I have learned. And what I have learned was that uh you have to choose. Okay? You have to choose and you have to know and learn yourself. And number one is you have to heal from your hangups. Because when I tell you you are not alone in your hangups, you are not alone. Whatever you feel like you are sad about or going through, it is damn near almost 50 people who have experienced and feel the way you do, if not worse than you do, and handled it worse than you could have handled it. The awareness is the key. The fact that you are aware, I feel sad, I feel depressed, I feel lonely, I feel unfulfilled, I feel like I'm just existing and I'm not living. That's the first step of getting to doing what fulfills you. Now, I cannot tell you how to do what fulfills you. I cannot. You have to figure and know that for yourself. I have always been a person who was a creative, who always was a reader, who always goes to the library. I have always been a person who loves to do art. I have always been a person who loves to travel to different places and explore places and write about it and do reviews about it on my own. I've always been a person that goes outside to events and stuff like that and connect with the people as myself and get away from the people who are not as myself. I have always been really good at doing that. But it took some form of practice for me to get there. Okay. It took me also having an influence around me to teach me how to do these things. You understand? So, what am I getting at right now? What I'm saying to you is that you first have to know you. Okay? That's where the intelligence come in. You first have to check your mental health. I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair that those of us who are the mental people of the world, who are the readers and the writers and the artists and the creatives, are the ones who's considered to be mentally ill when we are using our minds. And the people who don't use their heads or don't read and who don't have hobbies and stuff, why are they not classified as mentally ill? They're not using nothing. And that's just what I feel is unfair about mental illness. Okay. Also, another thing, um, keep in mind that I was thinking about how um what about events in social situations? What for people who don't have the luxury of being able to go out and do that, because city people, we different lifestyle. I get it. Everybody has it where they can the door is open for them to engage or be a part of something. Everybody's community has an event. You have the power to create an event for your community as well. But that takes a lot of confidence and bravery to do that, and a lot of confidence. Uh my thing for that, for people who have that kind of life, whatever you put out in the universe, it will manifest. And you may be at a point in your life where you may need to sit down with yourself and maybe get to know yourself a little bit more and do the things that you love more. See, I am a writer, a painter and mixed media artist pretty much. There's multiple things that I do. Add studying interior design on top of that, and a little bit of architecture. There's no way to study interior design without architecture. Add someone who's reading books to do my own therapy and stuff like that, who once was going to therapy, but this is my way of still going to therapy by reading books. Add on top of that projects that I have put down that I'm now picking up. These are all the things I have going on. So am I necessarily somebody who can go outside and have or go to a social event and go to the club and this and that? I could if I want to. I can go to a pool hall. I can go to a bar. I can do all of that. But honestly, to achieve and accomplish and get things done, that won't be very smart, right? That, well, I could do what I want to do, right? Live my life, right? I mean, because if I go out, I'm going to still be in the mind of an artist when I go out anyway. But the thing is, you have to understand that things can pull you in a certain way to be in a space to be able to create in a more peaceful way, or a more peaceful, unchaotic space. And that is the beauty of this. Depression. The American way of life is depressing. The American school system is depressing. The culture of America is depressing. The things that Americans fight over, the debates that Americans have are silly. Silly behavior throughout America. And you have to understand, America's a child, is a raging, rebellious teenager. That's what America is, a raging, rebellious teenager who's emotionally unhinged and is not thinking, not at all, about the consequences of how they manipulate people, how they do sneaky shit, which they think this being sneaky, how they do very conniving things, all this stuff that America does. It's not realizing that it's all going to backfire. It's the teenage child that think that their parent is stupid until they get caught and then they look stupid. That, and then they get their ass beat by the parent. That is what America is. America, I remember once I watched this comedy series, where all these comedians sit in this room together and they all make these jokes and they talk about the history of comedy and their experiences and stuff. It's fucking hilarious. His name is like Joe Palenza. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's Joe Palenza is the comedian. He has everybody there. Rosie O'Donnell, you name it. Bill Burr was on there. It was everybody. The Rob guy was on there. Oh man, everybody was on that damn show. What's her name? The tall lesbian comedian. Oh, I always forget her name. She was there. She was fucking funny. But it's a very serious thing too. And this British guy was like, hey, I was reading an article about, why do we laugh and why people like to laugh. And so he began to get into the science of laughter. And they clowned him while he was talking about it. And I got a little upset because I really wanted to hear what the science of laughter was. Like, I really wanted to hear what he had to say. And that is what America is. See, you can't go to somebody like, oh, it's your zodiac sign, what's your birthday, and just have a casual conversation without somebody being like, oh, that stuff, this, that, and the third. Because Americans don't have that type of mentality. Why is it that those of us who have an immigrant background, or we were raised a certain way around immigrants, or we were raised in a certain culture, or we can always know that we are different? We just feel it like, oh, we're just not like these people here in America. Like, okay, I was born here, and I know I'm American by way of being birthed here, by way of, I guess, the family line, until you get a generation from that, till you get to my great grands, my grandparents, grandparents, excuse me, grandparents, parents. And then, but it's like, even then, it's just like something does not resonate with America. Something just doesn't connect. And there's a reason for that. And this is like multiple people that I have met who have this type of background. And or even people who are American, but they find out they ain't fully American. That's the funny part about it. These people be like, man, I don't want to be here, man. I want to be in another country, and I want to speak another language, and I want to do, and they end up living life like that and doing that. So you are not, again, I'm making it clear, you're not alone in what you are feeling. This place is distractive. Okay? This is a very, very, very distractive place. And it's on purpose. It's manipulative because it's all a part of the bigger plan to keep these rituals and all of this going. And I still have not discovered why it is important for all of these stories and all of these rituals to keep being told over and over and over, no matter how much they keep saying it. And I believe that that is the true curse of all this stuff. But that's a whole other topic there. I believe that is a true damn curse. Like, who the fuck? Why does this story have to keep being told? Why does the image of the Black, Hispanic, and Latin woman is this baby mama struggling image? Can't figure life out. Like she's just a grown teenager. Like she has a strong arrested development. That's the word. She has an arrested development somewhere in her life. And it keeps being told over and over and over. And it's like, yeah, man, that's a whole nother topic there. But for you to navigate this, for you out there who want to be like, you know what, I'm not trying to fall into depression too much, fall into anger too much, fall into these topics and conversations that just kind of get a little asinine and all this stuff too much. I I don't want to fall into uh the fear mongering that people do and this and that, and I damn sure don't want to fall into the news. Okay, so 1 second. Never mind. I can't even type. I don't know what just happened. 1 second, y'all. Oh, I know what happened. Shit, it got hot. I didn't have it plugged in before I left. That's one thing I can't stand is a hot ass goddamn computer. Oh, forget it. Hold on. House with Oh, let me tell him tall brown because that'll help with the coloring. Because my neighbor has another color. Okay, good. Now they can find me. I ain't gotta worry about it. So what happened is um the way you do it is number one, you do have to focus on yourself. And I know it's like, but that's so cliche. No, I'm serious. You have to focus on yourself, but you also got to know how to play the game of life. You got to know how to navigate uh for yourself what you say you want. You have to stand there with yourself as the beginning to get that. And depending on what you're trying to build, then you begin to start building a team to get that. I was watching Issa Rae's screenwriting class, right? It was more about being yourself and being authentic um as a creator, right? That's what it was about. And okay, one second. And so she said the very thing that I have. She said the very thing that I said when I said about building a team or people you know. She said when she did Awkward Black Girl on YouTube, and I remember that. I remember her on YouTube. She said she thought before she published it, she thought it was so stupid, but she liked it. She said it was so stupid, but she liked it. And she was like, there's only one person she knew that will look at what she did and give her an honest opinion. So she passed it to her friend and her closest friend, and she listened to it. She watched it, and her friend said, "Oh, girl, it's fucking funny." She laughed. She said her friend laughed the whole time, just laughed her ass off. And she knew that what she did was great. So utilize the people around you. Utilize your siblings. Utilize people who you know sincerely will support you. See, I know I have a brother that will support me because see, my brother is into acting and stuff. So of course my brother will be into reading what I write. His wife, my other sister-in-law, she reads smut, she reads books, she reads a lot of books. That's somebody I can, hey, read my book, read the story. Just read the first 2 chapters and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think the story is about. Tell me what you, and she's also a teacher. You know, she just got her degree. And she, you know, I have my brother who also reads. So it's all of these things around me that I can utilize for myself to better myself. It's not going to kill me to say to my brother, out of all people, hey, this is what I'm doing. And I would like you to look at this and this and that. See, I know who I can trust now. I have it right here at the palm of my hand. I have it right here in my peripheral of my life. Check this out. Tell me what you think about this. And get an honest opinion, like an honest opinion about it. Well, this is this, and I was thinking this, and da 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 da. And then I can tweak it and move it up and do everything from there. So you have to build a mindset for yourself of success and put success around you. You're not ever fully limited. Some people, I admit, okay? Some people in your life, you may have to leave. You may have to physically take yourself from where you are and leave. It doesn't mean that you have to move, like you have to physically pack up and move. You don't have to do that. You can get in your vehicle, however way of transportation, travel, take yourself to other spaces. Because just because you go to another space, it doesn't mean necessarily that you want to live there. See, there's a lot of big cities in North Carolina, right? But I don't necessarily want to live in the cities of North Carolina, at least not right now. I'd rather be somewhere where it's more laid back, it's more nature, it's more quiet, it's more peaceful, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You get what I'm saying? It's big deal meaning it's not fighting and arguing. And if it is like a couple's argument, it's just like, okay, I can just put my headphones on, turn on my music, and I don't hear it no more. It's not that deep. I also don't really want to just go live in the city when I have it good here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so far so good, and I could just go out and visit. Do you get what I'm saying? But see, I lived in the big city enough to be able to be comfortable enough to live this way. For those of you who don't know anything about that life, I would say start small. You are intrigued by LA. Okay. I'm not getting caught up with the negative shit, but let's just say you're intrigued by LA because you like the culture there, you like the art there. There may be a certain artist or something you like there. There may be a certain artist or whoever that may have events and stuff that they're doing. So you make the time to take yourself to LA, okay, to go visit this space, to go visit this creator, artist, whoever it may be, or this event, to get in the energy and the feel of the space. And while you're there in LA, you start filling out LA. You start going to the restaurants out there. Maybe you heard about certain restaurants you like, and you start walking out there. You start really, or you go to spaces where hey, this is where all the painters go, and this is where they go, and this is where they do their work and their ideas, and all the architectures go and they do work and they do the ideas. And you so this is where you go. And to okay. Okay, well. I got time. So here's the thing. This will help. Okay. You don't have to go from another state. You can go inside your states and counties and just go over 2 hours away, an hour away. It's all, and I really mean this. Don't ever sleep on your local event. Okay. You can get a lot from just a local event. If there's people who are giving sewing classes, if there's people who are doing painting and all whatever, take advantage of it. Take advantage of the resources. And if it's probably not even, if it's free or if you donate, whatever, take advantage of it. The point I'm making is whatever you are focused on, you will become conscious of that thing. So it will be more things like the thing that you're seeking that's going to come up. You will surprise yourself when you see how many people or how many things around you line up with the very thing that you're into. But it has to first start with self. Is somebody calling me? Father's Day forecast. Okay. My Chemical Romance has an album out. It's called Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, Deluxe Edition. Who would have thought MCR had an album? But they do. Oh, never mind.
Isn't always obvious. Eczema is
Okay, but okay, whatever. Girl, I think it's a mix. Okay, I don't fucking know. I'm not trying to get into it. Okay, so these are the little teeny tiny steps that you can take. Now, let's get to the big stuff. Trump is all over your timeline. LA's riots is all over your timeline. Everybody you follow is talking about it. Um, you know, more divestment news is up. More news about laughing at people getting detained by ICE. More news about something being recalled. More news about a celebrity death. We just recently had one. Amanda Lewis, rest in peace to her. I hope I said her fucking name right. Oh, I hope I said her name right. If I didn't, I apologize in advance. We all of this. What do? You get you a new account and you tighten up that algorithm. Now I admit, even if you tighten up your algorithm, sometimes news still creeps its way in. Sometimes you can't control it because that's how it is when Trump is the president. You can't control that. But what do? You get another account. Actually, no. If you get another account, you won't even see that stuff come up. Actually, I take that back. You build another account and you keep it focused on what it is. Let me tell you something. Any account where you keep it focused on whatever topic it is that you are interested in listening to, or you listening to interested in watching, I guaranteed you that person that you are following, they will never have a topic about anything political. LA riots is going on. They're going to be like, I'm going to teach you how to sketch corners, or how to do perspective, or what does perspective really mean, and I'm going to teach you how to sketch from perspective. That's what the fuck's going to happen every time. Okay, every time, because that person that you're watching is focused on what they're teaching and what they're showing someone like you. If you have too many channels that are too involved in politics, you got too many channels that get too caught up in the politics of everything, and that's not the point of what you want to get into. You're going to have to take a breather, get another channel, and tighten up the algorithm. I'm going to say it again, and have it directed on what you want it to be. And trust me, when you tighten up your algorithm, it's really tight. And the reason I'm not saying, pick up a book or this, that, and the third, because I'm really getting to the nooks and crannies of understanding what type of country you are in, what kind of country we are in. And when you begin to see the reality of what kind of country we are in, that is the very beginning of where you can beat this stuff, where you can get through this. Even here's the thing about the depression and and again, I'm going to give warning here. I am not a certified therapist, doctor, anything. I'm speaking solely from my experience. Okay. And so I'm going to move the conversation into the pronouns of I. Okay. Right. The pronoun of I, as I continue this conversation. I did therapy and I did antidepressants. And they helped my life tremendously. They really did. The only thing I did not like is that it made me sleep a lot. But the reason I slept a lot is because I didn't barely sleep at all. My mind was always going and shifting. I was always on the go. I mean, I can go on and on. But the year that I haven't been on my meds for a whole year, and what has happened to me since I haven't been on my meds for a whole year, I can feel the difference. And honestly, coming off those beds was far harder than ever. Emotionally, I was too oversensitive. Emotionally, I did want to cry a lot. Emotionally, I had a last month I had an anxiety attack. Emotionally, it was a lot going on. And so I told myself, I'm gonna be stronger. I'm gonna be mentally stronger. And I'm gonna do things with my mind, and I'm gonna do things with my hand. And I'm gonna be mindful of myself. I'm gonna be very mindful of myself, of the things I say, of what I talk about and how I talk about things. Because it seemed like every time I was off my meds, it seemed like I was popping off, popping off, popping off. And I started to realize like this ain't it ain't because of my meds. I have to take more responsibility for my life. And I begin to do that. And you know what? I have to tell you this. I accept the fact that I do not sleep a lot. I do. I have come to it. I was talking to my brother about it today. Like, I really accept the fact that I don't sleep. I was like, you know what? If I don't sleep, I'll make for the time. I'll I'll do something in the time. If I need to rest, I'll rest. You know, that's it. I don't fight it. If I need to rest, I'll rest. It don't kill me to just sit there and just rest and try to get some sleep back in there. But the main thing is I'm not fighting it. And another thing, I realized too, okay, what can I do with my time? What can I get done? How can I utilize this energy that is me that doesn't really sleep as much? But when I sleep, I do sleep. And when I rest, I do rest. So when I bathe and I relax, I really do relax and I really do bathe. Here's another thing. This is just me. I also felt like meds made me too relaxed, or I'm not gonna get into the details of it. There was things about it. I like being honest. I like being real with myself. Because being honest and being real with myself made me get up and do more. Being honest and being real with myself made me feel like I can conquer more, I can accomplish more. I also feel more like myself off of them. The thing is, I started to do my own internal healing of things that just need to be let go of. You know, just that I just was like, you know, it's time to, you know, I did a meditation, a deep meditation, and I was like, okay, there's things that just got to get let go of. If not, I'm just going to be sitting here. I have to get up. I have to make moves. I'm conscious of myself. I'll be like, okay, this is my problem with my money because here I am ordering out, and I got to stop doing this shit. I got to find a way to not identify with this ordering out shit. And I take advantage of the master class that I take, that I listen to. I go to sleep listening to master class because I put it in my subconscious and I get back up again. But I tell you, I learn a lot. This is even before I pulled out the notebooks and started writing everything down, but I put everything up in my mind. Like, I sit down and I review it in my mind, like, oh, okay, this is what she was talking about. This is what he was talking about. Okay. It all begins to come together and resonate. Hold on. That's 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about $42. So here's the thing. Um, the thing is, I just feel like this is second nature for me. And I mean it. Like, this is second nature for me. So anything that involves what it involves, I I have been doing it for some time. And I realized that the reason my schedule is the way that it is because I have made my body this way. Like I made my body in a space because I was like I'm talking about I was going hard. I was going hard. And I'm just saying that mental illness, seriously, mental illness was is a thing that, when you're dealing with trauma, when you're dealing with an environment that you're in, when you're dealing with other stuff on top of that and being a parent and stuff, it piles up on top of itself. But for me, I had to learn that the choices I made in my life and where I am now, I'm like, I have no excuse. I have nothing but air and opportunity in front of me. Mental illness or whatever. And that's when I started to realize, like, whoa, why are we who are the thinkers, the Basquets, the Bankskis? Why are we who are the Shonda Rhimes or the Lena Waithe, think about all the fucking artists, creators, the actors of the world, the people who have to use their mind and memorize and do things and write things down and go and speak in front of people and create things. The ones who are using our minds are the philosophers of the world and stuff. Why are we the mentally ill? And that's where it began for me. I was like, why are we the mentally ill people? Are we just should it be another word? Should we be mentally overwhelmed? Could it be where, we with something? It has to be another word for who we are. Because the people who are just mentally unwell that are committing crimes and taking people's lives, is that mental illness? Is that what we're going to do? Because many of us, we're the ones saying, hey, I'd rather write a crime and commit a crime inside of a book story or a script. I'm not going to physically go commit a crime, and I'm not physically going to take somebody's life. So what about the people of the world who clearly what they are is really the dumb people of the world, but we're mentally ill? How? And so that right there is what woke me up. And then I saw that there were so many books out there about teaching you about how to love yourself and what it is to truly give love. You are the love that you're seeking. That was the most recent book that I purchased. You are the love you're seeking, or something like that. And books like this and these different type of things are the steps that I take, or that you can take for yourself. And these are things like I feel like the first thing you have to do is break this American illusion of what they're defining. Because I'm not saying people are not mentally ill. I'm not saying that people don't need antidepressants and stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm not an authority to say that, but I will give my citizen journalism opinion and say that yes, yes, antidepressants is good, not taken to the capacity that we're told to take it, but it can be good because a lot of us do need to just calm down and not let our anxiety and paranoia and all that stuff get the best of us due to how we were raised, due to what environment we were in. At the same time, people like me, I want to be mentally stronger. People like me, I don't want to be sleeping all the time. I want to get up and do things. People like me have goals and ambitions. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like we have all of these different things that play a part in everything. It's a lot going on. There's too much going on. And then Saturn's in Aries, and we don't, you just go look up that. It's a lot going on, and it's been going on. And it's like it's stuff that just piles on top of the other, on top of the other, and then this on this, and then this over here piles on top of this, and then this over here piles on top of that. And it just keeps, it's like, when do I get a break? But you have to break from the illusion of America. You have to break from the, like, how many times are you going to turn the TV and everybody is talking about how great everybody else has it in their country that they didn't know, because Americans are so shocked to see that they're not the greatest country in the world like they believed they were. And we all, those of us that know, we know that America's not. There are people on Chat GTP right now getting information. I was just talking about Chat GTP. There's a recent video where the Chat GTP is saying the black people are the nation of people that's the closest to God. And I'm just like, oh, what did he ask Chat GTP? And Chat GTP answered it just like that, and they answered the question, and everybody was like, oh shit, now they're gonna accuse Chat GTP of being woke. Can't fall into all of that. We live in a country that been a kids show called Sesame Street that we all grew up with. That's a major part of our lives. Why do you think Elmo and Big Bird and the Grouch and stuff are in comedy skits? Why do you think that they're out here interviewing and being talked to and stuff like that? Because they played a major role in our childhood, and you're going in our children's life, and then you're going to sit here and take away it because of what you said, something about a transgender. Let me tell you something about Sesame Street to the Nimrods out there. Sesame Street been before its time. If you paid attention enough, it's equivalent to realizing that what the fuck was his name that was Mr. Burns' assistant in Sesame Street, to realize that he was gay. Okay, and before you grew up to learn, oh, he's gay. He's in love with Mr. Smithers. He's smitten by Mr. Smithers. It's equivalent to the same thing with Sesame Street. What do you think the one who talked about Rocco being a rock was? We don't know for sure if that's a girl or a boy in that dress. Okay, the one who, I'm talking about, the one Elmo was beefing with over Rocco. Rocco is a rock. Rock is just no, Rocco is not a rock. Rocco is my friend. It's like, no, Rocco is a rock. What do you think is talking about there? What do you think about that blue thing that's flying in the air? That's a crackhead. What do you think the Grouch is? That's a bum. And only city kids can identify and tell you what these things are. Big Bird. Big Bird, that big light-skinned slow motherfucker in your neighborhood, but cool as fuck. Everybody get along with him, but they don't go nowhere. But they just be in the hood all day. Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster is the neighborhood goddamn predator, pervert, freak, fucking all the time. We know this. As we get older, we learn what the hell Sesame Street is. And you're gonna tell me this people have got that Sesame Street had to go to Netflix? Honestly, Sesame Street should have been in a program that paid, but see, the thing is, Sesame Street was for the children. So now Sesame Street is on Netflix, y'all. That's crazy. It's crazy to even say that out loud. It's crazy to even say say that shit out loud. Sesame Street is on Netflix. Who would have ever thought that day would come? Another thing that needs to be put out there. Okay? Another thing that needs to be put out there. A lot of people are not aware and as in tune as you are. Okay? You got to understand that. A lot of people don't have the depth that you have to even be aware of things. A lot of people in this American soil, they're not, they don't have purpose. They don't have purpose and they don't have self love. And you know what? They probably never even had the type of guidance that you had in your life to be where you are. I have gathered tremendous information over the years, notes and books that I've applied to my life. I have sat down and even taught those around me. I have been the one to go to the live. I could go on and on, write books, blogs, radio shows. Oh my gosh, I have done so much. And I never was on the world stage as far as like out there in like a professional Hollywood, whatever setting. But I've been doing this for a long time. And the thing is, while doing all this, I still have come to understand that a lot of people are not like this. A lot of people do not even have hobbies. You know what their hobby is? Smoking and drinking and drama. That's their hobby. And so that right there is the ultimate realization, because those are the people who think that we're the stupid people of the world. They're the ones who think we're ridiculous. They look at us like we're stupid. You have to understand why. They don't have that inside their brain to even do it. They don't have it. It's not even in their mind. You have people that they would rather be nothing that they are and live their plain Jane life just to be amongst people to like them, who probably don't even like them. This is the lifestyle that they do. So everybody is not going to display the same mentality and or lifestyle that you have when you are intellectual. When you are someone who is sitting down and you sit down with yourself. You're also dealing with people who, man, oh man. When I tell you dense than a motherfucker, dense. They don't get it. It's little things. Let me tell you, when you have a certain lifestyle, it's little teeny tiny things that people say and do that tells you exactly who they are and tells you if they're a match for your life or they're not. I sat here and watched something today, and I really tried to watch it, but my spirit just couldn't resonate with it. When I first saw it years ago, I watched it hard. I don't want to call out anything, no names or nothing. And it was pretty much like a series or whatever. And I was like, I watched this years ago. It was so good. And then I saw some updated stuff, and I just I couldn't get into it. The first scene was someone getting snatched off, and I just could not get it. I just could not. I tried. And then what happened? I saw something where they were talking about being a struggling writer. And I'm like, I'm not a struggling writer. I'm not struggling at all. I've never ever struggled as a writer. It's the muse and everything that comes with it can be a lot, but I've never struggled with being a writer. And so just to see them even say that was like, wait a minute. Now it makes sense that my energy is not resonating with over here. Now it makes sense that this series you built did not continue on, and everything began to tie up and make sense. And that's why it's called frequency of life. That's why it's called energy. That's why it's called that. Okay. That's why when it comes to living your life here and navigating here, this is why you have to develop what you have to develop and do what you have to do, and you cannot care. I bought skincare products today, and the neighbor said, well, you better be careful buying that white people shit. I was like, well, da 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 da. I always get approval from this one person. And if they tell me that it's good, that it's good. And I even mentioned how I know that some of that stuff will bleach your skin. You just have to know what you're getting into, right? And so, anyway, that conversation again said a lot to me about the person. Like, I am very big about spas and steam, and I have a wax machine here. I have a steam cleaner. I wouldn't be surprised if I could use that steam cleaner to actually steam my bathroom up. Don't let me find out if I can. But I have also steamed my face before I go out to the parents' house to go do that. I never bought myself my own steamer. Like I said, I have a steam cleaner, but I'm telling you, I might can use that for my bathroom to steam it out, like have my own sauna. But you get my point. Skincare is very important to me. Okay. And health and all that stuff is important to me. I have not been the best with the health because I like to, I've been munching on stuff like junk food and stuff. But it's still important to me. I mean, I'm not 300 pounds. That's the point. And I'm damn sure didn't make it to even 200 pounds, no matter how big I got. I said, oh, no, 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 no. Time to lose this shit down. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't doing 100 and goddamn 90 pounds. We got to get down to motherfucking back to 150. So I still have a balance. Okay. Understand, I tell you this all the time. When you are reading books on success, on money management, when you are watching lectures, when you are going to school, when you are doing all of these things to live your life, there is 100 other people who are not doing that either, or they do not have the same purpose of why they're doing it. You say, you know what, I'm going to go take this course in interior design. And just because I love interior design and I want to go ahead and just take this course at this community college because I can afford it and I can do it. I can get some kind of certification to at least be an interior decorator, but at least I can get my foot in the door about interior designing before I take myself to a full interior designing school. You have people that be like, oh, interior designing makes a whole lot of money. Let me go to interior design, and they don't make it. Oh, trust me, I've seen a lot of people do that. They don't make it. Because they realize that it really takes work. You really have to sketch. You really have to do art. You really have to have the eye of an artist. That you have to work with other clientels and you have to give them what they're asking for. You have to make their vision happen. It's not a career that is based off of you. It's based off of clientele. And even those people end up just dropping out and going to be interior decorators because they don't got the capacity to stand on being what it takes to be an interior designer and really make bank off of it. You understand, people today, the people that think like this, I see it all the time online. I remember, I'll never forget it. I used to watch it on TikTok, and it was this young Black lady who was going to school for interior design. She had on heels and she had on this dress and she was all maked up out and lashes and shit. And I'm like, girl, that ain't important. You got to go in there. You need to have on some comfortable shoes. You know what I'm saying? Some sweat, some something. And then she had long fingernails. I'm like, oh, girl, you going all that stuff going to come down, girl. This ain't for that. Then she had a time when she left her keys in the car and all kind of shit. And then eventually she still came with the nails, but she toned down coming in there with dresses and all that shit. And when she opened up her desk for her interior design, I saw a fucking pencil and a goddamn ruler, and I said, "Bitch, what the fuck?" Oh, they say that's they said that the Beetlejuice is racist. The new one. Oh, I don't got see that I had to jump on that. They see now they're saying that Beetlejuice got some racist parts. See, that's America for you. Oh shit, Beetlejuice, the new Beetlejuice, because I plan to watch that tonight. Got some racist parts. I'm fucking dead. All right. So eventually, I didn't see nothing about interior design from Shorty. All right, that's the point. That was the moral of the goddamn story. And I think she even got into some something with the teacher as well. The teacher saying something to her, right? Why is this? Because you have a purpose in life. You're like, you know what? I do interior design. I love it. I'm learning architecture. I'm reading these books on architecture, interior design. I'm teaching myself this. I made it to this class. I'm learning. I'm sketching every day. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm making things happen. I'm learning. I'm going to places and I'm sketching them out and I'm getting all these ideas. I'm applying all my ideas and what I'm learning in my home, everything about interior design. Matter of fact, I'm going to sketch out my whole layout of my home and do the interior design of my house. Teach myself about the woods and the fabrics and stuff that I have here in my home. You have a different purpose and mentality. That's just an example of what you got going on. You don't learn a language just because so you can get more money at a job, because you know, man, if I speak Spanish, I'm gonna get $1, 50 cents more, 25 cents more. What the fuck I'm gonna get just because I know Spanish, speak English and Spanish? I'm just gonna be annoyed all day. I'm just gonna have to translate when motherfuckers don't speak Spanish. That ain't nothing special. But if I work a job and I can speak Mandarin, that's something special. I work a job and I can speak Russian. That's something special. They may just pay me more because of the fact that I can come into that job and speak Russian or speak Mandarin and can help them out than fucking Spanish, because that's just like a natural second language to most people. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? That was me texting in my background. That's why you heard it. But anyway, you get what I'm saying? So people around you or in this atmosphere of America, whatever you want to call it, they don't have the same thing as you do inside yourself. They just don't. And this is why I want you, if you are feeling empty, lonely, like, oh, like, where are the intelligent people? Where are the people like me? Or you feel like you're close to meet somebody like you, then you get to know them and you're just like, oh, I'm here to just give you a little bit of a guide with my wisdom, with my age, to just tell you these are the little things that you can do to get yourself started. And let me tell you something else, man. Life is beautiful. Okay. I need you to know that life is absolutely beautiful. When you begin to live it in the way you want to live it, when you begin to have it how you want to have it, you know life is beautiful and you don't sweat. You know that saying, don't sweat the small stuff. I'm telling you, you won't. That relationship that didn't work out, you'll get over it. That friendship that had a breakup, you'll get over it. That thing that you had in the past, that opportunity that you missed, you'll get over it. You'll grow from it. You'll be like, you know what, this is what I've learned. And you realize that nothing is an accident either. There's so many people who are successful and where they are, and they're like, you know what, I'm glad that I didn't I didn't get that opportunity at this age, or I didn't get it at this age. I'm glad that I didn't have it at that time because I would have fumbled it. I wouldn't have did it right now. I'm glad I got it now because I'm ready for it. And that's the truth. That's what's so beautiful about life. Appreciate that you have people around you who show you what it looks like to not know your purpose, who show you what it looks like to lose something in yourself, who show you people who really damn, you just gave up, or damn, you just don't have no kind of hobbies. You don't even know where to begin. Your life is just filled with who you date, your family and children, and nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, but you know, the people who got that kind of life and they just feel like they look like they're stuck there, and it's like, you know how to be like, but I made these choices in my life, and that's why my life lines up the way I did, because of the choices I've made. I didn't choose to date and make more children. You see what I'm saying? I didn't choose to make that a part of my path and what's important to me. I made the things I love to do important to me, and whatever my children needed, I provide for them. College, whatever they need, trade school, whatever, I provide. I'm speaking in general here, not myself. I provide that for them because that's what they need. I taught and raised enough so they can all fly out the nest. You know, it's like so many things that plays a part in choices. A lot of your successful people, they chose to stay in the lane of what it is that their career is. They stayed in that lane. If somebody isn't excellent at construction and they can do welding and all kind of whatever different sectors, under sub genres of working construction, and they're excellent at it, you're going to find that for the past 5 years, 10, maybe even 20 years of their life, they have been doing nothing but construction. They have been going to school for construction. They might even study books on construction, go to the lectures on construction, how to be a great construction worker and the purpose of being a construction worker. But the point is, they've been doing it. And that is what people miss. What do you think these TV shows and movies are trying to show you? Anybody ever seen this movie, Dream Girls? I only watched that shit once. No shade to the movie, I'm just saying. And one of them ended up having a baby with the manager and disappearing. And so she had to live her life as a mom, and she was the best singer. Her mom in that apartment. Choices. And then she popped up later with the baby. Choices. I know some people right now, I told y'all the example. They have been doing fashion for the past goddamn 10 years. For the past 10 years. So much that they're on the Met Gala. Choices. I think ending that relationship helped her get there, but that's another topic. But choices. And there's other people that I have seen and I have turned around and I'm like, oh, okay, this person's on the magazine now. This person, and all I ever known them was to do what it is that they've been doing. It's called choices. No matter how my life is turned around, one thing I've always been fucking doing is writing, and this right here, public speaking. Getting on the microphone, sharing my experiences, sharing wisdom, cracking up. So it was a time where I was just being silly as hell and acting the fuck up or whatever because of what I was going through. But eventually I got myself back together again, and here I am. Choices. I still circle back around. I still kept the path of what I'm doing. Writing, creating, songwriting, art, painting. It's still right here. Choices. No children, extra baby daddy, no crying over a relationship, no beef with anybody online, none of that. My whole 30s, choices, and now I'm 40. And life is still moving on, if not more, because now I can pick up those projects and have a much more mature and better eye, and I can clean it up. I'm sitting here watching the master classes, and one thing Issa said, man, like, don't just be holding on to one project, just be multifaceted. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's something I kept doing. And so that taught me. Now I realize now what I've been told when somebody else was in their 40s. These stories don't belong to me. It doesn't belong to me. So that is a wise awakening that I had. And so you know how freeing that feels? That frees my spirit, like, whoa, I can write this. I could put this out to the world, and I can go write this over here, and I could put it out to the world. Ah, this is how writers do it. This is how writers tell stories. This is how songwriters do it. This is how musicians do it. The ones that just keep on going and telling different stories and different, whatever sets on the stage, is changing the set of the stage and switching up the characters, because none of it belongs to you. And that is my wisdom that I've gained. Okay. I could say I gained that this week. Lesson of the week. It doesn't belong to me. But at the same time, look where I have made my life. At the same time, look what direction I have pulled my life. Girl, why is it taking you so long to pick up my order? I'm about to take my money back now. This shit saying picking up the order. Is she not, maybe it's the rain or something? Oh, it was delayed. Okay, I see that. Okay. Okay. It's delayed. Sometimes people have priority. Okay, I got it. Or better tips. I get it. It is what it is. As long as my food is hot when I get here. So, as I was saying, y'all, choices. You know, being a mother, I'm going to be very honest with you. You really have a space that is beautiful for yourself as a mother. You have a space of having help to build what it is that you need to build. You get what I'm saying? You do, as a mother with children and stuff, as a father as well with children, as a parent with children, period. Okay. That does not get in the way of what it is you want to accomplish. Actually, if you are in that house and just say you're on maternity leave and you got that little baby right there, you better, as much as you can, whatever goal that you're trying to get done, system, however you trying to get it done, that is the best time to do it. You sitting there with a big old pregnant belly working, or maybe you can get the whatever, that's the best time to get that shit done. Let me fucking tell you. It don't matter. Now, if you decided to come out here, see, the thing is, a woman with goals and ambitions don't have a lot of children. That's just the facts. Women who end up becoming nurses, medical field and stuff, those are women that be having a ton of children. And women who have goals and ambitions, we don't, the most a woman with goals and ambitions, the most children she has is 3. And then when she has children, if you notice, the children are at a certain, they're gapped out. 6 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, they're gapped out. They're not back to back. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you have no excuse when it comes to what you're aiming for. And don't let these people in this country try to tell you, oh, you got this and oh, you got that. You need to get the fuck away from people like that. You got to understand, if you make the choice to say, hey, I give the children to their dad while I go do the things I need to do and make my money and save up for what I need to do, you need to understand that people are going to dislike you for that. But you ain't here to give a damn about that. What you here to give a damn about is what you're accomplishing for yourself, to have your mental health together, to have your spirit together. Nobody else matters. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, the bottom of it. And I speak that from experience. Because what you're going to find is them people who had opportunities in life and they didn't take it. First of all, they can be a self-sabotager. All right. You got to be careful with that. They can be those kind of people that I told y'all, that religious mentality of they need to make sure they look like one of the good people and not like the rest of the other people. They don't have the capacity to even do the job that they were really offered. It's so many, and then you're going to find out what kind of life background they come from. Anybody who's truly successful in doing it and making things happen, they encourage you to be successful and make things happen. And they have a word or two to help you to get there. They're going to recommend a book. They're going to recommend you to somebody. They're going to give you something. That's truly when you're around people as yourself. Other people don't get it. Today, that person don't understand. I love spa stuff. I know how important it is to take care of your skin. I know how important it is. Let me say it again. I know how important it is to take care of your skin. So much that masterclass, they have a whole thing of them talking about the skin. And I'm definitely going to watch that. They got a whole thing, a whole series where they're talking about your skin. And I'm definitely going to watch that because that's important to me. You see, some people they're not there. They're not going to be there. You got some people with bumps and bruises and all kind of stuff on their skin, and they just don't know what the hell going on, what to do. They just go run and get some acne cream, whatever, not realizing that even this, your skin tells you what's going on with your health. Your body's always telling you what's going on with your health, and you must pay attention to that. I had a coworker say that, trigger warning here, that she could not go to the bathroom and all this kind of stuff and the medicine she was taking. I was like, I said, well, can you get is it okay for you to get like a stool softener and you can just drink some water so it can come out smooth? And she was like, no, it's not going to come out and this and that. I was like, okay. But see, I was raised by a nurse. So, I mean, yeah. And I'm big about moving stuff out your body. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say here. I'm big about getting all that stuff out of your body because that's how you gain weight and that's how you get sick and all that. So have you ever noticed that it's two things? Either you need to go to the bathroom or you need to wash your hair. Have anybody ever noticed that? It's two things. It's the stomach and it's the head. It's like you either need to go to the bathroom or you need to wash your hair in order to feel better. Sometimes washing the hair will actually help you feel way better, especially if you have natural hair. You take in all the energy and the body, the hair just like an antenna, just takes everything in. So you got to just sometimes even check it out. Sometimes letting your hair out. Sometimes just taking your hair and just letting it loose, opening the windows, all of that spiritually can help when you open up. Have you ever noticed that with women who are very bohemian? That would be me. How we have our shoes off when we walk around. We like to walk on carpet or walk flat on our feet. We take our hair and we just wear it all out. However way we wear it out, probably flip it to the side or something. Maybe brush it or put some oils in it or spray it. We like to make ourselves smell good. We wear very flowy stuff. That's all spiritual, like spiritual releasing that we do for ourselves. Okay. Now, anything else do I want to mention? I'm a little over time here. Company that you keep. I'll end it here. You really have to keep good company, people. You really have to be around people as yourself. Think like you. You really do. Because that right there will drain you. That right there will cause you to pull yourself down and not be yourself. that right there will cause you to almost give up on being yourself, or give up on what it is that you had, what you had going for yourself. You would, it can cause that, believe it or not. So it's about what you surround yourself with, that is also very, very important. Okay. All right, people, that's been fun. It's been fun. I said what I had to say. And yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you.